In the ancient province of Kawachi, in the area known as Niyagawa in present-day eastern Osaka, Japan, there lived a wealthy man named Minataka Fujiwara, also known as the Millionaire of Niyagawa. His mansion spanned 12 blocks east to west and 4 blocks north to south, with over 1,200 fields and farmlands. Minataka's wife, Terumi, was the daughter of Chota Yoda, a wealthy man from the Narumi village in Setsu province. At the age of 16, Terumi married Minataka and they enjoyed a blissful life together. But they were unable to have children. One night, while continuing their prayers at Hasadera Temple in the Yamato province, the canon Bodhisattva appeared before them and promised to grant them a daughter. They were instructed to place a bowl over her head when she arrived. When they woke up, there was a bowl right before their eyes, just as the divine being had foretold. After some time, Terumi gave birth to a girl and named her Hatsusi, as per the divine instructions. However, when Hatsusi turned 14, Terumi fell ill and her health deteriorated. Despite fervent prayers at Hasadera Temple, her condition did not improve. Before her passing, Terumi called Hatsusi to her bedside, placed the bowl over her head as instructed, and peacefully passed away. Minataka and Hatsusi felt the sorrow of losing Terumi, but Minataka eventually remarried. His new wife, Asato, was beautiful but had a wicked heart. Asato began mistreating Hatsusi and eventually drove her out of the mansion. Left with no destination, Hatsusi wandered until she arrived at a vast riverbank. Intending to join her late mother, she tried to drown herself in the river. Strangely, the bowl on her head prevented her head from sinking underwater. Swept away by the river's current, she was eventually rescued by passing boatmen who were startled by her peculiar appearance with the bowl. They brought her ashore and she decided to work as a bathhouse attendant. Despite never having done any menial work before, Hatsusi diligently carried out her duties as a bathhouse attendant. One day, while performing her duties as usual, she began talking with the fourth son of the Sanin-san Michanagon, an important military post, who was still unmarried. They gradually developed feelings for each other as they conversed. As their bond deepened, they made a promise to marry. However, Hatsusa's disheveled appearance with the bowl on her head caused her brothers and sisters-in-law to object to the marriage. Determined to be together, Hatsusi and her suitor agreed that they would leave the mansion. At that moment, the bowl that Hatsusi had been unable to remove fell off her head. To their astonishment, an abundance of gold, clothing, and treasures poured out from the bowl. Hatsusi, now without the bowl, possessed indescribable beauty and kindness that made her suitable for any situation. With their preparations complete, the couple attended the marriage competition. The people around them were not only amazed by Hatsusa's appearance but also by her exceptional skills in playing the koto, singing, and calligraphy. No one could surpass her talents. From that day forward, the couple lived a happily ever after life, blessed and celebrated by everyone around them. Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old woman who lived together. The old man spent his days tending to the fields in the mountains, while the old woman went to the river to do laundry. One day, while she was washing clothes, a giant peach came floating down the river, making a loud noise. "Oh my! This will make a nice present," the old woman thought as she picked up the large peach and took it home. When the old man and woman went to cut the peach open to eat it, they were surprised to find a baby boy inside. "This must be a gift from the gods," they exclaimed, as they had always wanted a child but had never been able to have one. They named the baby boy Momotaro, or Peach Boy, and raised him as their own. As Momotaro grew up, he became a strong and brave young man. One day, he announced that he would go to Onigashima, the island of demons, to defeat the evil demons who lived there. The old woman made him some kibi dango, millet dumplings, to take with him on his journey. Along the way, Momotaro met a dog, a monkey, and a pheasant. They all wanted to join him on his quest, so Momotaro gave each of them a kibi dango to eat and they became his loyal companions. When they arrived at Onigashima, they found the demons having a party, surrounded by treasures they had stolen from nearby villages. Momotaro and his animal companions attacked the demons, with the dog biting their backsides, the monkey scratching their backs, and the pheasant pecking at their eyes. Momotaro himself fought with a sword, and together they defeated the demons and took back the stolen treasures. With the treasure in tow, Momotaro and his companions returned home to the old man and woman, who were overjoyed to see him safe and sound. They all lived happily ever after thanks to the treasure that Momotaro had brought back from Onigashima. This is a story that originated in Akita Prefecture, Japan. Once upon a time, on an autumn day, children were playing in a village. Suddenly, a stranger whom the villagers had never seen before appeared and approached the children. You kids, there's nothing to eat here while you're playing, right? Wouldn't you like to come with me to a place where there are plenty of chestnuts, persimmons, and pears? There's an abundance of them. Is that true? It's not a lie, is it? It's absolutely true. We want to go to such a place. Right, everyone? Yeah, we want to go too. So do we. Me too. Alright then, I'll take you there. Now, all of you. Grab on tight as you sit on this. Saying that, the man extended a long, tail-like object from his rear, turned around, and asked, Is everyone on? Yeah, we're all on. With everyone's confirmation, he gave a powerful gust and they soared up into the sky. Wow, amazing. We're flying in the sky. Look, the village looks so small. The children enjoyed themselves as they flew through the sky. After a while, the man descended to a place filled with heaps of chestnuts, persimmons, and pears. He let them off and gave another gust, causing the chestnuts and persimmons to fall down. The children rejoiced, eating to their heart's content, alternating between feasting and playing. As the surroundings started to darken, the man said, I've been careless and it's already evening. I have to hurry to another place. You kids should go home by yourselves. With those words, he swiftly rode the wind and disappeared somewhere. However, the children, being on an unfamiliar mountain for the first time, didn't know the way back and began crying loudly. It was already pitch dark around them. Then, in the distance, they saw a faint light. Oh, there's a house over there. They huddled together and made their way to the house, where they found a kind old lady inside. Where did you come from? We were taken by a strange man, who carried us on something like a long tail and flew us here on the wind. He treated us to lots of chestnuts, persimmons, and pears. But then he went off somewhere, and now we can't go back home. I see, that man must have been our southern wind. He's really whimsical. But don't worry, I'll have our northern wind take you back home. We are the parents of the wind god, you know. Saying that, the old lady invited the children inside, treated them to a meal of rice and miso soup, and warmed them up. Once they were feeling better, the parents of the wind god said, Hey, you, wake up. Wake up. As they woke up the sleeping northern wind, they placed the children on the northern wind's tail and blew them a strong gust, sending them back to the village. Thank you, Wine-san. Goodbye. In the village, as it grew dark and the children still hadn't returned, everyone became worried and searched all around. Just then, the northern wind blew, and the children came back from the sky. The whole village rejoiced, causing a great commotion and celebrating happily.